Good morning, everybody. We are going to see partnership final accounts. Friends, before the emergence of partnership firm as a form of business organization, the business was carried on by a sole proprietor, or we can say sole trader. A sole proprietor could carry on business on small scale because he was having his own limited capital and limited managerial ability. However, with expansion of business and widening of the market, sole proprietor face limitations of limited capital and limited managerial ability. Therefore, a new form of business organization came into existence, which is known as partnership. Now, this partnership came into existence to provide relatively larger capital and greater managerial ability. Now, when we say this partnership, let us see what is the definition of partnership. Section 4 of Indian Partnership Act 1932 define partnership as it is the relation between persons who have agreed to share the profits of a business carried out by all or any of them acting for all. So, the basic ingredients of partnership are existence of business, agreement to share profit. Now, the persons who are working in the partnership, they are known as partners, and such each partner may represent the firm. Partners are collectively called as firm, and the name under which their business is carried out is known as firm name. Now let us see what is partnership deed. Friends, although partnership can be formed without any express contract, it is always desirable to have a written contract containing the terms on which partnership is based. Such written agreement among the partners is known as partnership deed. It is the articles of partnership which set out the rules, regulations for internal management of the firm. Here two or more persons are there. So what is relationship between them? How they are going to manage their affairs in the partnership? For that some written or some agreed, some contract document should be there. Something should be decided, and that is there in the partnership deed. Let us see which are the provisions usually contained in partnership deed. Partnership deed contain date of agreement, commencement of business and place of business, duration for which partnership is formed, capital contributions of partners, sharing of profits or losses among the partners, salaries if any payable to partners, interest if any payable on partners' capital, drawings by partner, interest on drawings, retirement and method of settlement of accounts, death and method of settlement of accounts, admission of a new partner and procedure to be applied for admitting a new partner, method of valuation of goodwill, any special condition regarding management and conduct of business, operation of bank account, then also preparation and audit of books of accounts, then arbitration in case of disputes, and also there are provisions regarding dissolution of partnership firm. Now, this happens or these rules apply when there is written partnership deed or there is some partnership deed in existence between partners working in the firm. But sometimes what happens, partners are not at all making partnership deed, means there is absence of partnership deed among the partners in the partnership firm. Now, when such partnership deed is absent, that time certain rules apply. If there is no partnership deed made, certain rules are applied in that partnership. Indian Partnership Act 1932 has given those rules. Which are they? Let us see. The partners are entitled to share profits and losses equally. The partners are not entitled to interest on their capital. No interest shall be charged on drawings of the partner. No partner is entitled to salary or any of the remuneration for any extra work done for the firm. Interest at the rate of 6% per annum is allowed on loans granted by the partners. Every partner has a right to manage the business. Every partner has a right to inspect and copy any books of accounts of the firm. All routine matters of business to be decided by majority of partners. No person can be admitted into the firm without the consent of other partners. Every partner should do his work honestly. Every partner must compensate the firm for any loss caused because of negligence. Every partner should use the assets and properties of the firm for the benefit of firm only, and a partner shall not carry on any business which is competing with business of the firm. Now we come to know from this that whenever partnership is there, deed is there, on certain matters which we discussed just now, partners are making some agreement, they are deciding. But in absence of partnership deed, these routine matters or important matters, what decision should be taken on it, that solution is shown by Indian Partnership Act 1932 and which apply to the partnership firm in absence of any partnership deed. After taking a review of partnership deed, let us go towards different methods of maintaining capital account. Now, when we say methods of maintaining capital account, let us see what is this. The capital requirement of a firm are met out of the amount contributed by partners. Amount so contributed by partners towards the business of the firm is known as partners' capitals. It is noteworthy that it is not an obligation for each partner to contribute capital. As such, there can be a partner without contributing any capital to the firm. Further, all the partners may not contribute capital equally, or in their profit sharing ratio. The capital may be contributed by partners either in cash or in the form of some assets like stock, machinery, furniture, building, etc. In partnership firm, a separate capital account is opened for each and every partner, and amount of capital brought by him or her is credited to their respective capital account. Now, for maintaining capital accounts, two methods are used. One is fixed capital method and other is fluctuating capital method. Now, under fixed capital method, two accounts are maintained for each partner. One is partner's capital account and second is partner's current account. The partner's capital account is credited with amount of capital contributed by him, and all the adjustment regarding interest on capital, interest on drawing, partner's salary, partner's commission, drawings or withdrawals, share of profit and loss, all these things are made on partner's current account. Under this method, whatever is the balance in partner capital account remains fixed. Only current account balance get fluctuated because of giving effect of debit and credit of transactions. So, in this method, partner's capital account balance remains fixed. So, this method is known as fixed capital method. Now, let us see what is fluctuating capital method. Now, under this method, a separate capital account is maintained for each partner and is credited by the amount of capital contributed by the partner. Similarly, separate drawing account is maintained for each partner and it is debited by the amount withdrawn by partner. At the end of accounting year, the debit balance on drawings account is transferred to partner's capital account. All adjustment about interest on capital, interest on drawings, salary to partner, share of profit or loss are made in same capital account because there is only capital account. So, because of all these adjustment, the balance of partner's capital account never remains fixed. It fluctuates, either increase or decrease. So it fluctuates. Therefore, this method is known as fluctuating capital method. Now, let us see one thing. When we are maintaining two accounts, partner's capital account and partner's current account, that time all adjustments are made on partner's current account. So partner's capital account balance remains fixed. So that method is known as fixed capital method. When we maintain only partner's current account, that time all adjustments, when we maintain only partner's capital account, that time all adjustment we make on that partner's capital account. So the balance of partner's capital account fluctuate. It never remains constant, either increases or decreases. So it is known as fluctuating capital method. In simple words, when we are having partner's capital and partner's current account, it is fixed capital method. On the other hand, we are having only partner's capital account, it is known as fluctuating capital method. After taking a review of methods of maintaining capital account, let us go towards what is the nature of final accounts. Now, when we are preparing partnership final accounts, that time we have to see at the outset very first is nothing but whatever is given to us. We are with us trial balance, having debit and credit balances tallied with some adjustments. Now whenever whatever item is given in the trial balance, it is having only one effect, either at trading account, profit loss account, appropriation account, or balance sheet. And whatever items are given in the adjustments, they are having two effects while recording them. Let us see how final account is prepared. Now, when final account is prepared, it contains trading account, profit and loss account, profit and loss appropriation account, as well as balance sheet. First of all, we are going to see trading account. Now, all expenses and incomes directly related to goods as well as production of goods for a particular period are recorded in the trading account. All direct expenses are recorded on debit side of trading account. All direct incomes are recorded on credit side of trading account. They are operating incomes. Now, whatever we get from trading account is either gross profit or gross loss. Now, such gross profit or gross loss is transferred to profit and loss account. Now, let us see which are the items recorded in the trading account. When we say debit side of trading account, which items appear here? The first item on debit side of trading account, as we know, which we record, is opening stock. Then there is purchases. We have to deduct purchase return or return outward from purchases. Then there is carriage inward or carriage on purchase. We record also freight on purchases, royalty on purchases, import duty, dock charges, wages, productive wages, manufacturing wages, wages and salaries, motive power, oil, grease, coal, water, fuel, heating and lighting, factory rent, factory insurance, work manager's salary. Now, when we say credit side of trading account, it includes sales. We have to deduct sales return or return inward from whatever is the amount of sales. Then we have to record loss by fire, loss by theft, or goods taken by proprietor or partner for personal use. We can say goods withdrawn by partner for personal use. Then goods distributed as free samples. And also we have to record closing stock on credit side of trading account. After taking review of this trading account, let us go towards next part, that is profit and loss account. Now, when we say profit and loss account, whatever is gross profit or gross loss we got from trading account, that should be transferred first of all to the profit and loss account. Then all expenses and income related with office and administration, selling and distribution, non-operating activities for the particular period are recorded in profit and loss account. All expenses which are indirect are recorded on debit side, whereas all incomes which are indirect, maybe non-operating, are recorded on credit side of profit and loss account. When we tally profit and loss account, we get net profit or net loss that should be transferred to next part of it, that is known as profit and loss appropriation account. Now, in this outset, let us see which are the items recorded on the debit and credit side of profit and loss account. Now, when we say profit and loss account, it's debit side. The important items to be recorded are staff salaries, office rent, insurance, taxes, postage and telegram, printing and stationery, general expenses, conveyance, sundry expenses, traveling expenses, sales commission, carriage on sales, we can say carriage outward, advertising, export duty, forwarding charges, discount allowed, trade expenses, interest paid, legal charges, audit fees, repairs and renewals, bad debts written off, motor van maintenance, depreciation, miscellaneous expenses, loss by fire, loss by theft, professional charges, loss on sale of fixed asset or investment. These are the common items to be recorded on debit side of profit and loss account. When we see the credit side of profit and loss account, that time we get items like discount received, commission received, interest received, provision for discount on creditors, dividend on investment, profit on sale of fixed asset or investment, rent of premise sublet. All these items appear on the credit side of profit and loss account. Now, when we tally profit and loss account, that time net profit or net loss we get, which is transferred to next account, which is known as profit and loss appropriation account. Now, friends, this profit and loss appropriation account is very much important from the point of view of partnership final accounts, because it is prepared only and only in case of partnership final accounts. All appropriations relating to partners for the particular period are recorded in the profit and loss appropriation account. Profit and loss appropriation account includes interest on capital, salary to partners, commission to partners, interest on partners loan, interest on drawings, etc. Now, when we get profit from this appropriation account, we say it as net divisible profit. When we incur loss, it is known as net adjustable loss. Now, net divisible profit or net adjustable loss is divided among the partners in their profit sharing ratio. Net divisible profit is added. On the other hand, net adjustable loss is deducted from capital accounts or current accounts of partners as per situation, and this adjustment should be made on liability side of balance sheet where capitals of partners usually appears. Let us see which are the items from debit side of profit and loss appropriation account and which are the items from credit side of profit and loss appropriation account. One thing we have to keep in mind, the items of appropriation, items related with partners are recorded in profit and loss appropriation account. Now let us see items from debit side of profit and loss appropriation account. They include interest on capital, salaries to partner, commission to partner, interest on partner's loan. When we see credit side of profit and loss appropriation account, it includes interest on drawings. Now, let us go towards another part of partnership final accounts, which is a statement known as balance sheet. Now, this balance sheet is integral part of partnership final accounts and which is required for knowing the financial position of business on a particular date. When we say about trading account, profit loss account, profit loss adjustment, appropriation account, all these are for the end of particular period, say 1 year, but balance sheet is as on a particular date. Statement shows whatever are the financial results, profits, losses, expenses, incomes, but balance sheet shows assets and liabilities. So it shows financial position of business on a particular date only. Now, this balance sheet is nothing but a statement of financial position of business on a given date. It should be noted that balance sheet shows financial position of a business on a particular date. It is true on that date only. Balance sheet is prepared after preparation of trading account, profit loss account and profit loss appropriation account. Balance sheet is not account, it is only the statement showing assets and liabilities of the business as on a particular date. Now, let us see what is there in balance sheet. All liabilities are there, all assets are there, and they are on a particular date. Liabilities side of balance sheet is there, which consists of partners' capitals, partners' current accounts, reserves, loans, current liabilities and provisions. Then when we say asset side, it consists of fixed assets, investment, current assets, loans and advances, etc. When we make total of liability side, it is always equal to the total of asset side of balance sheet. That time we can say balance sheet is tally. Now, let us see which are the items to be recorded on liability side of balance sheet and asset side of balance sheet. When we say liability side of balance sheet, it includes capital accounts of partners with necessary adjustments, current account of partners with necessary adjustments, loan on mortgage, sundry creditors, bills payable, bank overdraft, interest received in advance or income received in advance, outstanding expenses, debentures are not there in case of partnership firm, they are in case of company, so there are no debentures in case of partnership balance sheet. When we go towards the credit asset side of balance sheet, that time we come to know that there is goodwill, land and building, plant and machinery, furniture. Whenever there is fixed asset, always their depreciation is deducted from that. Patents are there, copyrights are there, closing stock is there, debtors are there, and always there is adjustment for RDD or bad debt on debtors, bills receivable, insurance claim receivable, prepaid expenses, outstanding incomes, bank balance, cash in hand. These are the usual items from asset side. In this lecture, we have seen why partnership came into existence, what is partnership deed, which are the ingredients of partnership deed, what we have to do in absence of partnership deed, different methods of maintaining capital account in case of partners, then partnership final accounts, its components, trading account, profit and loss account, profit and loss appropriation account, and balance sheet. We are going to stop here. Thank you.